What is the Dodgers offseason plan? How many tough decisions do they have to make? Why this might be the time to completely reshuffle the roster. Also, Toronto, the Blue Jays, their media members, their fans, some of their players are salty about what happened in the World Series. Shohei Ohtani makes the right decision, and the Lakers off to a great start. Who gets the credit? NFL trade deadline, Chargers make a move, the Rams stand pat. All that more coming up next on the LA Sports Report.
LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go! The Dodgers are the best run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is the LA Sports Report with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, and welcome to the LA Sports Report. Everything you need to know in the world of LA sports in less than an hour. My name is Doug McKain. You might know me from Dodgers Nation, from covering the Rams. I've covered the Lakers for Bleach Report, Chat Sports, 24/7 Sports. I've been covering LA sports for over a decade. I'm loyal to the soil. Lots of Dodgers talk over here. We're simulcast on Dodgers Nation as well today because we are talking a lot of Dodger baseball. How could you not? We are still on cloud 9. We are floating. We are so happy. Life is good in La La Land right now. The Dodgers winning the World Series, back-to-back champs. Lakers off to a great start. Rams winning. It's a great time to be an LA sports fan for sure. So we're going to get into it on this show. If you're new to the channel, this is a movement. Get in now, because this is really the only LA sports show that covers every single professional team, every single college team, and we're giving you those real, honest, authentic takes, not sugarcoating anything. This is kind of the Keep It 100 LA sports show. So very excited about this. We've been working on it for months and months and months. You need a lot of interviews over here, former Dodgers, also live breakdowns. Some stuff we might not do over at Dodgers Nation, we'll do over here. I've been working on a breakdown for the World Series, Game 6, Game 7. Cannot wait to debut that on the LA Sports Report. Also doing giveaways, too. We hit 2,000 subscribers, going for 3,000. Clayton Kershaw bobblehead, Luka Doncic jersey. So definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers, your Lakers, your Chargers, Clippers, UCLA, all your favorite LA teams you're going to find covered here. But let's start with your back-to-back champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers. And of course, we've hit it from every angle, from how they won to everything that's gone into this season, everything that this organization's done. But one thing we haven't touched on yet is Toronto and this whole idea that the Toronto Blue Jays were the better team than the Dodgers, that the Toronto Blue Jays outplayed the Dodgers, and that, I don't know, the Dodgers just somehow backed into winning games 6 and 7 on the road, or that the Toronto Blue Jays got screwed out of some calls, which they absolutely did not. Whether it be the Justin Dean under the wall, whether that be the play at the plate. No, the Dodgers, they 100% won fair and square, and they won because the talent across the board. Their superstars played well. Their superstars delivered. Everyone had different moments, but it was the guys on the bottom of the roster. The 25, the 26 men on the roster, whether it be Miguel Rojas, whether it be Andy Pajes, whether it be Will Klein, Justin Robleski, from top to bottom, the Dodgers were the better team than the Toronto Blue Jays, but some disagree with that. Here, give a listen to a Toronto Blue Jays media member who immediately after the game was very salty. did not want to give the Dodgers, I think, the credit they deserved for doing something that was so improbable. That's go on the road and win games 6 and 7. Here, give a listen. We got the clip, Rob? Let's rock it. Because I saw this and it did not sit well with me.
What up, Dodger Nation?
No, it's the other one. We'll get this clip. I promise you. Okay, I got you. Yeah. It is boom, boom, boom. But if you have not seen this clip, though, I mean, this guy's been going viral. It was a lot of Dodger fans not happy about this. And the truth is that when you go back, you look at that series, when teams are the better team, usually in a 7-game series, the better team wins. If it's a 1-game series, if it's a 2-game wild card round series, if it is a 5-game series in the NLDS, sometimes the better team does not win. But the longer a series is, the more that the roster shows and coaching shows and experience shows. And the truth is, when the moments were at their biggest, it was the Dodgers that delivers. It was the Dodgers that stayed poised. It was the Dodgers that executed. It was the Dodgers that made the plays that needed to be made to win the title. But here, listen to this salty Blue Jays media member trying to discredit the Dodgers after pulling off one of the best World Series wins in the history of the sport.
There were a lot of wet eyes, and I don't doubt them, and I don't blame them for that. And it's going to sound like sour grapes, and I don't really give a shit, but I think the better team did not win this series. I think the Blue Jays are the better team, and I feel like they played baseball a certain way that was infectious, that grabbed the attention of the fans, and it's disheartening to see that the better team did not win. And that's not to take anything away from the Dodgers, but the Blue Jays, they did so many things correct. They did so many things right.
I was absolutely disgusted when I heard this. And I hope you guys appreciate the fact that, yeah, sometimes a little hard on our Dodgers, and sometimes the players, if we know they can be better than they are. But the truth is, you would never catch me in a million years saying something that disrespectful after losing to the team. You said, oh, I'm not going to take anything away from the Dodgers, but I'm going to actually take everything away from the Dodgers by saying that the better team did not win. Well, hey, why don't we give them the "we played better" trophy? Why don't we give them the "we were the better team" banner? Why don't you hang that up in Toronto? Because guess what? The better team does not go 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position and leave 14 men on base. The better team does not choke twice in the last 2 games of the series, Game 6 and Game 7. You had opportunities to win both of those games, but it was base running blunders that ultimately cost you. Game 6, Addison Barger getting caught off the base. Kike Hernandez, he charges in. He doesn't even have his eyes on the ball. He's just looking at Barger because he knows he's going to double him up. And then Miguel Rojas makes a remarkable play. He catches a ball that one hops behind his left leg. One of the best double plays you're ever going to see in the World Series. And then in Game 7, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. What happens in that situation? In Game 7, a chance to win the World Series with the bases loaded and 1 out. And Dalton Varsho, he hits one that goes to Miguel Rojas at second base. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he did a couple things very wrong in this situation. Okay? The bases were loaded, 1 out. Blue Jays down 4-3. You got a pinch runner in IKF at third who's pinch running for George Springer. Varsho grounds to Rojas, and it's a force play. It's a routine force play. One, why did he slide? You got to run through the bag there. If he's just running and has a pretty decent lead, he is going to score there, and the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series. Typically, an aggressive lead at third base is between 8 and 12 feet. We've seen Trey Turner, if you remember his time with the Dodgers, Trey Turner would take a lead that was over 12 feet to get to home plate. A conservative lead is anything that's 4 feet and closer to the bag. And that's what Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was. And the reasoning for this was you did not want to get doubled up on a line drive. I got a fact for you. You know I bring my facts to the fight. Dalton Varsho didn't line out to the left side of the infield for the entire 2025 season. Not a single time. He is a pure pull hitter. That's what he does. It was virtually impossible for him to do that. So you mean to tell me that the Blue Jays were the better team? Did they have the better coaching? Because whether that's coming from Schneider in the dugout, whether it's coming from the third base coach, no, the coaching failed the Blue Jays. So do the Blue Jays have better coaching? Because on the flip side, Dave Roberts inserts Andy Pages in not even to start that inning. He did it with 1 out. Andy Pages didn't even start that entire inning, and he's able to make that catch because that was a smart substitution because Tommy Edman was dealing with the ankle injury, could not cover the 121 feet like Andy Pages could. So guess what? Dodgers had better coaching. And you mean to tell me there was a pitcher on the Blue Jays better than Yoshinobu Yamamoto? You could combine Trey Savage and Kevin Gausman and Shane Bieber and Max Scherzer. Combine all those guys into one, and they're not as good of a pitcher as Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who pitched on no day's rest and got the Dodgers out of what could have been a catastrophic moment in franchise history. He got them out of the jam of a century. So don't tell me that the Blue Jays were the better team. It's just complete nonsense. And it was complete, utter nonsense when the truth is better teams don't choke. The Blue Jays absolutely choked on so many different levels, and the Dodgers outplayed them when it mattered most. And here's the thing. If you want to tell me, okay, the Blue Jays dominated in game 1, and the Dodgers, they really didn't have very much offense at all in games 4 and 5, and you want to tell me that the Blue Jays outplayed them in those games, sure, they did. There's no doubt about it. They did. But just because they outplayed them for 8 innings, making the plays the Dodgers made late in the 9th and in extra innings and throughout that game, they're worth 20 innings of being outplayed. So completely ridiculous. The Blue Jays weren't a better team. They're not a better team. Their roster isn't better. And the truth of the matter is if the Dodgers offense showed up to the degree that they had for most of the year, the Dodgers could have won in 5 games. But the offense, they had to overcome it. Look at their final game. Every single pitcher in the Dodgers starting rotation pitched in that game. Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Justin Robleski. He was the guy that started games for this team. So, no, they're not the better team. So, Blue Jays, hang that banner, the "we were the better team" banner, when the reality is you were not the better team. And I love how Kike Hernandez, he went to his Instagram and he posted a picture with the World Series trophy, and the caption was, "The better team. I'm glad the better team didn't win." So, hey, you weren't the better team, and I don't want to hear that again. That guy needs to issue a public apology. He really, really does. He needs to issue a public apology because that was ridiculous. Just the Little League base running for that team. You had second and third, nobody out in game 6, did nothing. And then you choked away in the 9th and in extra innings. And hey, guess what? The Dodgers pitchers, they didn't give up the go-ahead home runs, right? Vladdy hit a double. Will Smith hit a home run, right? We are not the same. We are not the same. They not like us, as Kendrick Lamar likes to say. All right, so let's keep it moving here. Like I said, we are still celebrating. Life is great in La La Land with another World Series title. And last night, the Dodgers had their World Series championship party. It was hosted by Mookie Betts, and there were some big-time highlights here. You had the Soulja Boy with Mookie, and Clayton Kershaw apparently can hit the Soulja Boy But the moment of the night, let's pull that up right here. Look at Freddie Freeman breaking out the worm here. First of all, what was so smooth about this is you've got Freddie Freeman. Look at go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the twerk, the mini twerk and the butt slap from Kike. I mean, there were so many elements to this that made it so perfect. Let's run it back one more time, Rob. It was so smooth. He's creeping into it. There you go. And then he finds the phone in his front pocket. I love this music, by the way, Rob. Nice touch here. He flips it to Kike, and look at this. That is a legitimate 6'5" dude rocking. Look at twerk. Oh my goodness. And I just think that really, I think that right there. First of all, I thought that was AI. And when I realized it wasn't, I couldn't have been happier because it tells you that Freddie is not just this hired gun that was here because he didn't re-sign with the Braves. No. This, I think, epitomizes the Freddie Freeman experience with the Dodgers. We've seen more personality from this guy, just like we've seen more personality with Shohei Ohtani. I think the common thread there is Kike Hernandez bringing it out of these guys because he's just a uniter like that. But think about how this has gone for Freddie Freeman. He went from wanting to be Mr. Brave, wanting to be an all-time Braves player who started and has finished his entire career with that organization, to they end up trading for Matt Olson. And there was this whole thing with Freddie's agent where they thought that he lied to him and that there was an offer there. Turned out that was actually bogus. A lot of Braves fans say this. It's not true. Doug Gottlieb, he was forced to issue an apology for it. But for whatever reason, here's the thing though. All these idiot Braves fans that say this, all these moron Braves that say this, these fans, what they never like to mention is, guess what? You could have signed Freddie Freeman in his 3rd year, 4th year, 7th year, 8th year, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th year. You know that you don't have to wait until they get to free agency to lock them up long term. Let's see what the Dodgers did. You got Mookie Betts with a year left on his deal. They signed him to a 12-year, $365 million contract. So even if you want to say, oh, Freddie wanted to sign with the Braves and he was lied to during free agency, if the Braves wanted Freddie Freeman and made him a competitive offer that made sense, they would have gotten the deal done before he entered free agency, a year ahead of time, 2 years ahead of time, like we've seen with star players throughout this league. And what happened to Freddie Freeman? He falls into the Dodgers' lap, and then he goes on to have his best statistical seasons as a player north of 30. I've called Freddie Freeman baseball's version of fine wine because that's what he is. Before 2022, so 2022 and 2023, Freddie Freeman, a 157 weighted runs created plus. That was his highest in any regular season of his career at his age 32 season. He had 21 home runs. He was fantastic. And in 2023, he had his very best season in his career. So one thing I feel really good about is even though he won the MVP with the Braves in 2020, and he was really good, helped them win a World Series, you can look Braves fans in the eyes and say, hey, his very best season of his career was 2023 when he hit 331, had a 410 on base, a 161 weighted runs created plus, hit 29 home runs, and then he had a career high 59 doubles and set a new Dodgers franchise record. So he came to LA, has had his best statistical individual years. 1, 2, he gets to play in front of his family. His dad, Freddie. One of my favorite stories is Freddie's dad, who talks about throwing soft toss to Freddie Freeman all those years, wanting to get him into baseball. A lot of parents out there like, man, I got to get my boy Tommy, my boy Billy into travel ball. That way he can get a scholarship to Long Beach State or Cal State Fullerton. They don't have to play for college. Maybe he can get to the minors and make it to the show. He can pay for a mansion and buy me a car, right? Pay all my bills off. A lot of parents are like that. Travel ball this, travel ball that. Let's try to use this kid to get through college and pay me and that kind of stuff. Freddie Freeman's dad said the only reason why he got Freddie Freeman into baseball was he wanted to have some friends. He wanted to have some friends. His mom tragically passed away from an illness, and he gets him into baseball to have friends. And now he's got 25 other friends on the Dodgers, and they win World Series together every single year. It's a beautiful, it's a magical story. So best years of his career, gets to play in front of his family because he's from Orange County. So his dad gets to go to games. His family gets to go to games. So his family's at his games. And then he's had the most iconic moment that he's ever had in his career with the Dodger. And one of the most iconic moments in the history of baseball, when he hit the walk-off grand slam last year in game 1 off of Nestor Cortez. And then this year he follows that up with a walk-off home run in game 3 of the World Series to win an 18-inning game. He's the only player ever to have walk-off home runs in multiple World Series. So, hey, Freddie Freeman may have been crying when he went back to Atlanta because he was emotional because he thought he could have ended his career there. But now the only one that's crying is the Braves and their fans for letting him go because he's now been an integral part of 2 World Series titles with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So great story. I didn't know he could do the worm like that. Everyone wants this to be the home run celebration next year. Noel, I don't think this would, you're eating. What are you eating? Oh, you're in? Okay.
I'm in, man. Tap me in.
You're eating, yeah, we're all, hey, man. Everyone wants that to be the home run celebration.
Yeah, I would love that. I don't think it's possible. I don't think everybody could.
I don't think everyone can move like that. And also, too, like, that's a little extra. You know what I mean?
100%. If I was the opposing team, I'd be so mad if I saw them doing that after they hit a home run.
Can you do the worm?
I cannot.
I can do a little worm. I'm thinking about, I really want to test the back like that? But I'm thinking about maybe doing the worm.
So, you know how everybody wants a documentary about the season, about the run. They want to see just the inside, the behind the scenes. I just need a documentary about that party they had. I want to see the behind the scenes of that.
No, yeah, let's talk about that party because, like, if there's one credential that I could have gotten all year, it would not have been the World Series, which I did. It would not be the NLCS, NLDS, the All-Star Game, opening day, Kershaw 3000, Kershaw last game. It'd be like, dude, let me go to that party, bro.
No, 100%.
Like, how high, like what, I just want to know like how much alcohol, what Kike Hernandez was on. I mean, his face was basically touching Kirby Yates's ass with that tattoo.
Oh my God.
Which is awesome. And you know what, I didn't, this is the thing too. Like, and look, I know you're a big NBA guy. I'm a big NBA guy. Right. And I was thinking of you when they had the celebration because I was like, dude, they're popping bottles, champagne everywhere, like beer everywhere, guys going crazy. Like, compare that. I mean, you saw the ratings difference for the NBA Finals Game 7 and the World Series Game 7, but also the celebration. They were like basically sipping Capri Suns in the Thunder
None of those guys were able to drink.
Yeah, those guys were able to drink. They were partying, but the Dodger thing like went crazy, man.
I mean, you explained this to me, and I know like Dodger fans and baseball fans know this, just the grind of going through that 162 game season and then making sure everything goes your way throughout a postseason like they did with the wild card included, with the traveling internationally the past 2 years. Like they just let all the emotion out in that celebration. It's amazing.
That's what it is. It's like, hey, like either we've worked so hard to get here, and then on top of that, some of these guys will never do this again. Yeah. Like, who knows what happens to a Ben Rortvedt or an Alex Call and some of these, Clayton Kershaw was the last one. So you're going to part it up. I know Kersh had that soldier boy in him though.
No, me neither.
Like
we learned a lot about the players just from that one video. You could literally look at each player and just know that was a great video too.
No, that was an absolute masterpiece. And I can't wait for more videos to emerge from that. I'm surprised Mookie didn't have anyone in the party sign like an NDA and say you couldn't film and couldn't record.
You know what? I also saw that I think everybody will respect. I saw Yamamoto ordered some asada tacos from the taco.
I didn't see that one. So trust me. He's
invited to every asada.
He's invited to the asada. When I saw him step to the crowd and he was like, "Buenos tardes," and everyone in the crowd was loving that. Yeah. My man spoke 3 languages in one speech. Yeah. He was like, arigato at the end in English.
He's like Kobe.
He's like Kobe. I love the Dodgers. Yeah, I love Los Angeles.
We know you do.
No, that's what he said. I'm saying, that's you, bro. But yeah, so. More about this Dodgers team of the offseason. And we're going to get some comments here. We got Freddie is a stud. We got to Alvarez, 1482. D-Mac is right. Atlanta is just as bad as the rest of the league at signing talent. We have MLB on lock. BC, Freddie has more rings, 3 than the Braves have 2 in almost 60 years since moving to Atlanta. I like that. One of those rings he helped the Braves get. I love that though. Peak. Braves didn't want to give Freddie that extra year. LOL. Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between a 6th year and 162 million and the 5 years that they wanted to give him. And that's one of the biggest fumbles and one of the biggest come ups for the Dodgers. There's no doubt about that. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Now, as far as the offseason goes, there's going to be a lot of decisions that the Dodgers are going to have to make. A lot of decisions that the Dodgers are going to have to make this offseason, because you look at their payroll, you've got $87 million coming off the books. And I know that the Dodgers ruined baseball crowd is going to hate this, but the truth is there is money to spend. There are moves to be made that can improve this roster. You look at where they're at as far as contractually the money that's coming off the books. Miles Conforto, $17 million. Chris Taylor, $17 million. Clayton Kershaw, $16 million. Yates, $13 million. Kopech, $5.2 million. Muncy, $4.5 million. Barnes, Diaz, Manuel Margot, Ryan Brazier. I mean, $87.2 million is coming off of the books this offseason. And this is a Dodgers team that's making a ton of money in revenue. They've already paid Shohei Ohtani's contract in full, essentially, and already recouped all the funds from that. And they're just going to continue to make money from that, for being completely honest. But you look at the guaranteed contracts for next season. You got Shohei Ohtani, $560 million through 2023. $68 million of that is deferred. So that's that. Yamamoto, $260 million through 2035. He has a couple opt-outs that start after 2029 or any season where he's traded. Mookie Betts, $235 million through 2022. That includes $40 million of signing bonus still to be paid out, $10 million of salary deferred annually in 2026 and 2027, and $11 million annually in 2028. Blake Snell, they owe him another $104 million. He had $13.2 million deferred. Will Smith, $83.45 million through 2033. They owe Glass now $81 million. Tanner Scott, $56 million. That one kind of hurts. He had $50 million signing bonus. Freddie Freeman, they owe $54 million through 2027. So he's under contract for just 2 more seasons. The following season in 2026 and the year after in 27. Tommy Edman, $52 million through 29. Teoscar Hernandez, they owe $33 million through 2027. That includes a $6.5 million buyout on a $15 million club option. He also has a conditional 2029 option, and he has $8 million of salary that's deferred annually. Blake Trinan, $13.5 million, and Hae-Sung Kim, $9 million. So those are the Dodgers that are under contract heading into next season. The one that I find interesting there, and I don't want to go too aggressive on this, but the Teoscar Hernandez situation is pretty interesting because Teo certainly had his moments. I mean, that 3-run shot, the Dodgers were down in game 1 of the NLDS on the road, big home run, and a big home run in game 3 of the World Series. I mean, offensively, he still produces, but the issue with Teoscar, he's one of the worst defensive outfielders in baseball, one of the worst defensive right fielders. He's owed $33 million through 2027. So that means you got him for next year and the year after that. The problem for Teo is ideally he's on a team that at least has the designated hitter spot as an option occasionally. A game here, a game there, a week here, a week there. But the Dodgers have a player that goes by the name of Shohei Ohtani, and that's your full-time DH. There is no flexibility at the DH spot at all whatsoever. So I know the Dodgers love Teoscar. His teammates love him. Fans love him. $1 billion megawatt smile. Really, that was the moment of the 2024 parade when he thanked the fans and he got emotional. And the Dodgers ended up bringing him back. Defensively, though, if we're keeping it 100, he is a liability. He's been dealing with some injuries. Offensively, did not have a great year. Do you view him as one of those postseason glue guys that can rake in October I do think there's a world where you can justify him, and there's no doubt about it. That's most likely what they're going to do. But if you did want to shake up the outfield and you want to get younger at that position, maybe there is a world where you could trade Teoscar Hernandez, take on some of that money, and then he can be a DH for another team and then also be a right fielder. I'm not saying that that's what I want necessarily at this very moment, but if you're looking at the guys that are currently on the roster that you would want to move off of potentially, depending on what you're trying to do with your outfield, that would be one of the questions. Another question would be Tanner Scott, who, look, relievers are volatile. I know you guys think Tanner Scott's a double agent. I know you think that Tanner Scott was wearing a Padres jersey under his Dodgers jersey all season long. But velocity-wise, movement-wise, his stuff didn't drop off like a Noah Syndergaard did or like a Walker Buehler did after surgery. It's not like there was a massive drop-off on those metrics. So maybe he could turn it around, and the Dodgers could possibly look to add a right-handed reliever. And that has been the rumor today for the Dodgers and what their offseason plans could be. The market could have a really interesting spin with Tarek Skubal. So Alden Gonzalez of ESPN, he reported that the Dodgers are expected to pursue a closer and a right-handed late inning arm this offseason, and that they will check in with the Detroit Tigers on Tarek Skubal. And they also have some communication with Kyle Tucker, but the interest is expected to be on the periphery. I've heard weird things about Kyle Tucker from multiple sources that this is a guy that he wants to get his bag and move to Florida, and just that's that. Not the greatest guy in the clubhouse. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But just speaking to people in the industry, doesn't feel like he's a guy that you would envision as the ideal Dodger, at least right now. I'm still doing more digging on it, but who knows? Could the Dodgers go out there and get a Pete Fairbanks? Could they go out there and go crazy with Edwin Diaz? We'll find out. But that's where they're at with their internal guys. And then the free agents are Clayton Kershaw's retiring, Michael Conforto, Kirby Yates, Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, and Michael Kopech. So that'll be the big decision. And we'll talk about that a little later on Dodgers Dugout Live. But kind of the skinny on that is the Dodgers are kind of in this predicament where you're going to have to weigh experience with when do we push the, hey, we need to get younger now button to sustain this. Because the truth is, the Dodgers have the oldest roster in baseball, and that showed throughout parts of the postseason where you averaged under 4 runs per game. Do you feel like at some point you either need to develop the Alex Freelands of the world, or do you say to yourself, what can Alex Freeland do for me as an unproven commodity when it matters most in October? And I think that's where the Dodgers' toughest decisions are going to be made this offseason. Do we run it back, or do we say we have so much equity with this fan base that here's the thing. Like, if we're being completely honest, outside of trading Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Roki Sasaki, Freddie Freeman, like the Dodgers could get away with doing basically anything they wanted this offseason. And even if you're upset, they would just be like, all right, here's 2 World Series trophies. Do you believe in us or not? Is it in Friedman we trust? Because I'm pretty sure it is. So the Kike Hernandez thing is going to be interesting because the offense was down in the regular season and in the postseason. Did have some big hits. I think his biggest play was the double play in Game 6. And do you trust other guys in those situations? And then Miguel Rojas, I mean, the offense was good in the regular season, and he did play multiple positions. The defense still graded high. I also think too, if you are going to keep Mookie Betts at shortstop, I think keeping Rojas in the fold helps him. Here's a thought on Mookie Betts too. I see this take everywhere on Mookie Betts, and the take is this. The offense was down all year. The defense was really good at shortstop, where he was a Gold Glove finalist, and he led the league in defensive runs saved. The defense was really good all year, right? but the offense is what makes him special. So kind of this parroted adage with Mookie is if you move him to right field or you move him to second base, that the offense will come back magically. My response to that is, what if you put Mookie at second base and he's still not the guy he used to be when he was putting up MVP numbers offensively? He did finish the season 4% above league average, but that was well below the production that he's had throughout his career. He had 20 home runs this year. But my question is this: if you move him back to right or you move him to second base and the offense is still down, then how are you getting value from him? My counter to this whole idea of you got to move Mookie off shortstop to try to get the offense back is maybe at this stage of Mookie's career, the way he does provide value is with his play at shortstop, and that you're kind of getting more of that shortstop offensive production defensively and offensively. So I think there's a world where, hey, you almost can recalibrate those expectations with Mookie Betts, knowing that at this stage of his career, maybe, look, he's not the biggest guy. His margin for error isn't what Freddie's and Shohei's is at the plate. Maybe we're not going to see 30 and 40, 30, 39 home run seasons for Mookie and 40, 50 doubles and him being 40 to 60% above league average offensively. If those days are gone, but he can still give you premium defense with a good, solid bat, maybe that's the best way to get value out of Mookie Betts at this stage of his career. Let's read some comments. D-Mac, my GOAT. What's up, Roseman? Carino, Oscar Mora, 499, Tucker or Bellinger, who do you prefer? D-Mac, come on. You got to ask me that question. Don't stop belly even. A belly eater for life. I've already said on this show that I would absolutely welcome Cody Bellinger back with open arms. Probably looking at a $130, $140 million deal. He still can get that position done. He plays multiple positions, left, right, center, first base. The offense was really good this year. I'll do a full breakdown on Belly, but sign me up for Cody Bellinger back in the outfield. I know it's not even about the fields either. Like, it's really not. I just think that the outfield production for 2 years in a row has been bottom third in the league. And that is an area where you need to improve defensively and offensively for sure. NPC Hero 999. I'm a Giants fan, and the Dodgers are finally putting pressure on San Francisco ownership to stop pretending we don't have money after years of painfully mediocre teams. LA is just doing it right. Congrats. San Francisco, the Giants. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Giants made a pretty bold move. They really did with that managerial choice. But don't get it twisted. We knew when you were trying to dance all over our graves during the even years. Now the Dodgers have had their run. And I do think the NL West is at its best when it's Giants, Dodgers. And I think this is the number one goal for you, Giants fan. I got the number one goal for you. The goal for you, Giants fan, is make the best rivalry in the NL West the Dodgers and Giants again. Because it's not the Dodgers' fault that it's not Dodgers Giants. It's the Giants' fault. Boring players, third place team. They really haven't done much. When the Dodgers play the Giants, I mean, it's like a Dodgers crowd. So a Giants fan, do whatever you got to do. I miss when the Dodgers and Giants had more juice. But now it's the Dodgers Padres is the must-see matchup in the NL West. It's not the Dodgers Giants. So that's my goal for you. My goal for you isn't to win the division. I don't want you to do that. My goal for you isn't to win the World Series. I never want to see that. My goal for you is make the Dodgers Giants a great rivalry that has juice, that it's competitive, there's tension between both teams. I want to see that because right now, you're not holding up your end of the bargain. You're really not. We got Get Shota, Skubal, Schwarber, and Murakami. Chewy Gonzalez, you're going to have to throw a lot more down on that super chat than $199 if you want us to sign all those players. So I'm going to give that money to, what you're asking for is a lot. You want the PS5, you want everything. You want the deluxe combo. You want like everything. The Furby, the N64, the Tickle Me Elmo, you want all the Christmas presents. Freedom 499. If they're so damn good, this is going back to that Toronto guy. Freedom 499. If they're so damn good, why couldn't they score with the bases loaded in Game 7 and get clutch hits to win like my Dodgers? Longtime Dodgers fan. No, it's crazy. They were not the better team. But how about this? Go have your better team parade. Go hang your better team banner. Go hoist your "we were better than the Dodgers as a team" trophy. That's right. It doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist for a reason. And I saw Alex Rodriguez say that. And I kind of was starting to warm up to Alex Rodriguez for some of the things he was saying. Now we're back to zero. I mean, asking Shohei Ohtani for an autograph on a piece of paper. A-Rod, who is that even going to? Let's be honest. LA balling 24/7. I don't think those numbers are gone. Mookie was a little last year to begin with. That effect, I don't think so. I'm not saying that it is. And I do think I've spoke to Mookie Betts, and one thing that is very clear was that weight loss, even though he put the weight back up when he lost 18 pounds due to the illness, he had the bubble guts, he had mud butt, he was sick and he lost a lot of weight. You can't just, when you lose weight like that, it's not like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to go to Raising Cane's and just get it all back and just eat one meal, right? And do that. Like, that's not how it works because you lose muscle mass. I do think that was certainly a factor. And I do want to see what Mookie Betts looks like when he was hitting at an all-star level. He was from August 4th, after the ovation to the end of the season, he was hitting at an all-star to fringe MVP level. And I do want to see that for a full season when he's healthy, doesn't have to go to Tokyo, doesn't have to do all that stuff. So we've got Ramble Ron 5720. Tucker's one of those streaky hitters. We can't have that. And Tucker was really good, then he slumped. And for me, it's not about the numbers with him. It's just kind of things I've heard about him as a competitor, as a guy like what's his number one goal? Like, is it to win a championship? I don't know. Like I know for a fact that Shohei Ohtani's number one goal was to win a championship. I really do. And now he's won 2 championships in 2 years. And that's awesome stuff. Freedom 199, born and croak in blue since 55. Let's go. 4-seater from South Korea to the World Series 2024 champs, and Japan to Canada World Series 2025 champs. That's a lot of mileage and time, chill time. Exactly. Wadib 69, you crank that Soldier Boy D-Mac. I can't even do it. I don't know. Noel, can you do the Soldier Boy? Rob, can you do it?
Rob could definitely. Come on, Rob.
No, Rob, you can go for the camera. Come on. Rob, crank that Soldier. Watch me. You Soldier Boy. Whoa, hey, there, the magic of TV. Okay. Whoa, yes, Rob, kill it. Soldier. Drink?
That's got to be the new hit celebration.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go. That would go hard.
How do you guys do it? Like, I don't even, it's been a while. That was like the first dance of that. But all right, Dodger talk later on Dodgers Dugout Live. We're going to go live at 5, and we'll talk some more Dodger baseball, some more free agency rumors, break it down the roster, and we'll talk about their appearance on Jimmy Kimmel too as well. But let's switch gears, talk about some Lakers, because the Lakers have gone off to a great start, and it's been without LeBron James. It's with Luka and Reeves balling when they're in there, but it's, to me, the most impressive thing is the Jake LaRavias, the DeAndre Ayton, the what we've seen from this team as a group, as a system, and you got to give JJ Redick all the credit in the world. I'm going to sit here and I will take my L's when they're ready to take their L's. I was not a big believer in JJ Redick as a head coach. I really was not. And I think this offseason, Rob Pelinka, he focused on the details, and they did have a golden opportunity in DeAndre Ayton to take advantage of a guy that his team bought him out and they paid to make him go away. And he has taken full advantage early on. And if you saw what he did on Instagram, I mean, he showed some love. He showed some love to JJ Redick. And I think that what separates good managers, good coaches from great and elite managers is they've got the X's and O's down. They got the decision-making down, but it's how do you connect with your players and inspire them on an emotional level? How do you get them to run through a brick wall for you? How do you get that? Well, JJ Redick, I think he's kind of winning me over from that standpoint. DeAndre Ayton, on his most recent post, he had the caption, "Love who loves you," with a black heart emoji. What do you make of that, Noel? What do you think? Do you think that was at JJ Redick? Do you think that was at the organization, his teammates? I mean, what do you think? What do you make of that?
Like, I was listening to his post-game interview, and they were just asking, like, even with Reeves, Luka, LeBron all dealing with injuries, like, how have you guys still managed to stay afloat? And he just said JJ really doesn't care who's out there. He's going to expect the same results out of the 5 players that are on the court, no matter the name on the back of their jersey. I mean, so that really stood out to me because, you know, DeAndre's been through a lot the past couple of years. He went from the Suns to the Blazers, and now he has the golden opportunity on the Lakers to be their big man the first full year of Luka. And I just think JJ and the rest of the team believing in him really is starting to set in with him. He's starting to perform, and I think he just appreciates the confidence. You know, that first performance, Laker fans were already ripping him. So I just think he really, really appreciates what JJ is doing for him, believing in him.
Yeah, and I think what I was really impressed with against the Blazers was, one, first of all, #revenge game.
Yeah.
But 2, he's kind of been labeled soft. Like he has been. And that's like one of the worst labels. Here's the 2 worst labels to get is soft and playoff choker.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, those are the 2 ones you don't want. He's got the first one. Yeah. And I think that what we saw from him against the Blazers, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, 5 fouls, 3 turnovers. I mean, he's being aggressive. He's out there being efficient, 14 of 19. You want to see him get to the line more, 1 for 2. But there was some talk him dealing with a little bit of a back thing. And he's going against Klingon. He's going against Robert Williams the third. And he's the one that was, getting those dump offs, those alley oops, and he was finishing with nice touch around the rim. I've been so impressed with the toughness that he's shown. And look, the purple and gold ain't for everyone. And I think that early returns on him, it's like, he's kind of like, oh, like, give me, like, bring it. Like, I'm ready for this. Like, he's kind of got this, like, F you to him. I didn't know he had that.
Yeah, he mentioned, too, that his teammates off the jump, they were, like, trolling him before the game. They'd be telling him, like, how many times are you going to get boxed out today? Like, you're going to just lay it up. You're not going to dunk the ball. So I think it's stuff like that. I think the Lakers as a team, they know where he needed to improve, and they know what they need to unlock in him. And you could kind of tell when he was talking, he was a little annoyed. He's like saying, like, I don't need that. But it's good because it's just that added layer of motivation to go out there and to perform. And like you said, the soft label is really bad for any NBA player, but especially a big man, and especially a big man on the Lakers. You don't want that.
That's a great point. That's a fantastic point, because it's one thing if you're on the Pelicans, right? And the legacy of Anthony Davis, right? But it's another thing to do it on the Lakers, where you're always going to be in that shadow of Kareem, of Shaq, of Mikan, of Powell, of AD. I mean, the list goes on and on. I won't name Robert Sacre ever, but I mean, there's always that legacy of LA big man. And I think too, is like, I saw some funny stuff online, like, the Blazers lost to the G League Lakers, the South Bay Lakers, the hospital Lakers. But like you said, this is a testament to what JJ Redick is bringing to this franchise that is going to span beyond what happens in the LeBron James era. And we know that it's always going to be a roster and a system that's going to be Lucas-centric. It feels like things are definitely trending towards an Austin Reeves reunion. If he plays like this, they play together. But I think that was the number one thing they were looking for from their coaching search. And the big reason why they wanted Dan Hurley was because Dan Hurley was supposed to be a program builder, and that he was going to be here for 6, 7, 8 years. JJ Redick looks like he's a program builder. Feels like that to me.
The big thing with JJ too, and I think that this was the one thing that everybody agreed with when he first got hired to the Lakers, was he was going to be able to relate to the players, because he literally just played with some of these guys a couple years ago, and he knows the grind of like the current NBA. A lot of these older coaches, I think, they struggle to relate with these younger, like 25-year-old stars, because basketball was just different when they were around. They're used to a different system, a different routine. And, we're going into the late 2020s. It's a completely different ball game. But yeah, I think JJ just has been able to get the respect of this locker room, especially with this start. And I think even if you're someone like a LeBron James, you're sitting back, you're like, wow, like he's leading the charge, Sometimes LeBron has to take on that coach role. Sometimes LeBron is really the one in charge, but JJ really has this group in a good spot. And either tonight with the win over the Spurs, you move into the 2nd seed. That's pretty good to start the year.
It's a great start. I think that it's so crazy to think that a team like the Lakers, they're the marquee franchise. Like, they are tier 1 sports franchise, that somehow, some way, the Lakers have been slept on. Like, they really have. Everyone thought, Lakers are going to be a 4 or 5 seed. That's their ceiling. Maybe the fringe 7 seeds can have some fun and be dangerous in the playoffs. But you get off to a start like this, you set the tone like this, and you give these guys, these role players, early opportunities to shine, like they really have depth for the first time. It feels like they have true depth. I mean, look, Rui was fantastic. I mean, 28-4. Why can't we get this Rui like every night? Like, I mean, what do you have like a skinny on that? Like, why can't? Because the talent's there.
Talent is there.
The efficiency is there. It's just some nights it's like there's the Rui thing is like, is he on the court? And then there's some nights like, holy crap, looks like an all-star.
There's games where it's first half, he's 4 for 6 from the field. He only takes like 1 or 2 more shots in the second half. You know, I just feel like it's been where, you know, he played in Washington for so long. So that has to do with it. You know, Washington is like basketball hell. So who knows what was going on there. But I think slowly but surely the coaching staff is letting him know like, hey, like you can be that guy too, especially right now. Like Jake Laravia has the green light. You know, Nick Smith came in 23 off the bench. And I think Rui just has to believe that he is capable of getting the usage that he deserves while players like LeBron and Luka are out.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point too. I mean, that's kind of like what it should be built on in a franchise like this. I think that you saw the Smith game, like, dude, like that's the kind of culture you want, where guys are, it's this next man up mentality. You don't, like in this era with the second apron and you can't just go out there and sign a big three. It's difficult to acquire these superstars. You're going to need guys deeper in your roster more than ever in the modern NBA. And the Dodgers, I think, are going to have their influence on the Lakers from that standpoint. Is like, hey, like we're going to pour our resources into development, and that is going to set a foundation for this franchise that once superstars have to make a decision which franchise they want to sign with, they're going to sign with us because we're the best team out there as far as development and giving them chances to win on so many different levels. What do you think about Bronny James? I mean, Bronny James, he had his best game as a Laker and followed it up with his best game as a Laker, right? 5 points, 6 dimes. It's so crazy, bro. Like when I see Bronny James and you'll watch him play, it's like he's never going to be the physical freak that his dad is, but you can tell that like he's watched like every minute of his dad's career from someone's lap, from courtside seats, on TV. Like it's like weird. Like the way he passes is where I see the LeBron in him.
Yeah, I was at the Lakers win over Miami.
We got a game dropper.
Yeah, I was at the game, and man, it's like it has to help him that the crowd just loves him. Every time he checks in, he's getting Bronny's chance. Every time he catches the ball, he's getting cheered. People just want to see him succeed. You know, I know there's fans all over the NBA that aren't Laker fans or LeBron haters that, you know, just talk down on him. But seeing him catch that lob was really cool. Just seeing how he's operating out of the pick and roll. He's getting the ball on fast breaks, finding the open man. I mean, I would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive at the rim. I know that's going to come over time. He's still a pretty small dude compared to everyone else on the court. But, I mean, the dude has really good vision. He has really good read coming out of that pick and roll. And
that dump off he made to Ayton was like, wow. Like, it's like, if he's featured in offense, like my whole thing about Bronny, it's like, wait a minute, this dude, if he played enough minutes, he would be in double figures and be in double figure assists. Like, you know what I mean? So it's pretty impressive. I think like you're right. You want to see the scoring go up for sure. But the biggest takeaway for me to start the season, it is DeAndre Ayton, number 1 with the bullet, just because it had been, it was like, thank you, Portland, for paying our dude to kick your ass. Because that's what happened, right? I mean, dude's making backup center money and he's cooking you. So I love to see that. And Lakers taking on the Spurs tonight. You guys can catch Noel on his Lakers coverage for Bleacher Report. Have you thought about your next reel yet? I mean, what you got cooking? I mean,
yeah, I just did one today, just talking about the Austin Reeves situation. You know, like there's already teams that are monitoring how he's looking with the Lakers and just a contract situation. He could be due for up to $130 million on his next deal. So
he could not have had a better start. For like some dudes press when the money's on the line. Some dudes go above and beyond. It's a contract year. I think it's one of the big takeaways too is we know that he can handle contract year pressure. And he's delivering.
What will always stand out to me too is his agent saying like keep putting him in trade rumors for second string centers. He's like, Reeves is going to show you guys he's ready for some money. Oh,
he's an ultimate chip on your shoulder player. Like, I mean, this is an undrafted dude that is going to get, I think, easily $30+ million now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is one of the great NBA success stories in the last decade is the story of Austin Reeves. So he has no doubt about that. All right, the NFL trade deadline. Talk about that. But yeah, go check out Noise by Noel. Bleacher Report. Big time stuff, man. Cooking. But the Chargers made a trade. The Rams, they made a trade for Roger McCreary to give them some depth at the cornerback spot. And the Rams secondary actually has been pretty decent of late. They're going to get Darius Williams back. He was out for a game with a shoulder injury. They did end up making a signing. The Rams end up signing a kicker to the practice squad, Harrison Mevis. And you're like this, Noel. Harrison Mevis, he's 245 pounds. He's 5'11", 245. So his nickname is the thicker kicker. So that's pretty fire. He's a thicker kicker. And here's 5 things you need to know about the newest Ram. He set the SEC record for longest field goal in conference history. He's got a powerful leg. Expected to possibly compete if things don't go well for Joshua Carty. The Rams have missed 8 kicks this season. That's an NFL high. But this guy's showed some upside. This guy really has. He made a kick in a 61-yard game winner for Missouri against 15th ranked Kansas State in 2023. And he walked it off for them. Second thing to know, he's got the thicker kicker, and he's also Money Mevis. So Mevis, he actually filed trademark applications for both of those. He has trademarks for thicker kicker and Money Mevis. And he even has t-shirts and merch with it. So you have to cop that for sure, the thicker kicker. He also holds the Missouri record for the most 50-yard field goals ever made. He's made 12 field goals of at least 50 yards. That set a school record. The longest was that 61-yarder that won in the game against Kansas State. He also was almost perfect in the UFL last year. In the UFL, after he was cut by the Panthers, using the Panthers organization, the NFL, he landed in the UFL with the Birmingham Stallions, and he was almost perfect. And he went 20 for 21. He won the UFL Special Teams Player of the Week. He made all 3 of his field goals in week 7, would include a 52-yarder. So that was serious stuff. And he's had some time with the Panthers and the Jets. He signed with the Panthers in 2024 after he goes undrafted. He spent the summer with the Panthers before getting cut in August. So, hey, the Rams, they are one of the best teams in the NFL. They have a kicking problem. And you can't have that if you're the Rams. They've had Chase Blackburn as their special teams coach, and their special teams has been anything but special. They've been terrible, one of the worst in the NFL. And kind of the big conversation about the Rams is, should they have gone in and been more aggressive because they have those 2 first-round picks? The Rams are one of 4 teams in the NFL that have first-round picks, multiple ones in 2026. The Jets, Browns, Rams, and Cowboys have them. The Jets the Colts gave up a lot to get Sauce Gardner. 2 first-round picks, added A.D. Mitchell. The truth is, the Rams secondary, they're fine where they're at. They really are. And then you also have that draft capital now to go out there and pursue a quarterback. I think whether it be a Mendoza from Indiana, whether that be Dante Moore, I'm not as high on. But if the quarterback market, I think, is still going to emerge. I really do. I don't think that we've seen the quarterback draft really kind of solidify itself. But Fernando Mendoza, he's number 1 right now. Right behind him is I think you kind of really make the case of Ty Simpson, quarterback out of Alabama, and Dante Moore out of Oregon. But you haven't seen those years like you were expecting from Arch Manning. And it looks like he could go back to school. So the Rams, their first-round picks would be, right now, Atlanta's projected to be 11th, and the Rams at 27. That's enough ammunition to go up there and trade for a quarterback. And then the only other move we saw was the Chargers. So the Chargers, they did make one of the more notable trades at the deadline. They traded for offensive lineman Trevor Penning. And there's 3 reasons why they traded for him. 1, the cost. He's in the last year of his rookie contract, so that made him a free agent after this season. And that's all the Chargers really need him for, is the rest of the season, because you're going to get Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt. They're going to be ready for week 1 of next year. This is a Band-Aid move. This is a temporary move to get some offensive line depth. Penning, he is a guy that is not going to be an absolute game changer for you, but he also brings what they need: experience. He is a guy that has gotten a good amount of starts. With a former 19th overall pick. He started 29 games in NFL career. He's played almost 2,000 offensive snaps. Hasn't been great. He just hasn't. But he's just kind of like one of those things. It's like great, good, average, good and average. I mean, what do you really need? For them, they just need a body to go out there and be competitive. Another thing, too, is positional flexibility. I mean, he made 23 starts at left tackle and also at right tackle first 3 seasons. And then he moved over to left guard and started 6 games there. So he can play inside or outside. The Chargers, they got off to a really good start. You still have Justin Herbert. They're 6-3, second place in the AFC West. But the NFL trade deadline is not like the MLB trade deadline. It's not like the NBA trade deadline. It's a little underwhelming at times, but they made a move. The Rams got Roger McCreary. They feel good about their secondary, and we'll see. The state of LA NFL teams is pretty solid. It really is. The big thing for the Rams is you've got the 49ers this week. And this is one Noel probably thinks like, bro, why are you bringing me in to talk Rams? Why are you bringing me in to talk Chargers?
Rams to me.
There you go. That's a good. I have an idea of who could start podcasts like that.
Do it.
But this is what I'd ask you: the 49ers fan, that's a Dodger fan.
Oh,
the 49ers jersey with the Dodgers hat. I mean, the truth is, this fan has to hear, "I love LA," and it's got to feel a little weird.
100%.
Where are you at on that?
It's just so tough with the football teams because LA didn't have a team for so long.
Thing.
So I don't hate the idea of the 49er Dodgers fans. I know there's a lot of them. Me personally, I'd just say just be a Raider and a Dodger fan.
The Raiders.
I definitely do think it's pretty weird when you have to go to an LA arena and or LA stadium and you got to root against the LA team when you're a Dodger fan.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, that you touched on the number one thing is that Los Angeles did not have an NFL team for over 20 years. And had they had the Raiders still here or the Rams, then a lot of those 49ers fans would be Rams and Raiders fans. But the truth is that the 49ers in the 90s were a dynasty. Jerry Rice, Steve Young, and Joe Montana. And they were a great team. And they've been a great team in the 80s too. And they were a national brand. And they're one of the top 5 brands in the NFL. And a lot of Dodgers fans are 49ers fans. My whole thing is, look, you can't, all jokes aside, like, ideally, would it be cool? Like, well, how's that work too? Like, how's that work? Like, let's say all these 49ers fans were Dodgers fans equally, right? And the Rams move here, and all of a sudden you just wake up one day and you put all your 49ers stuff in a bag and you go donate it. And then like, what do you tell your heart and mind of all the games you've watched, the articles you've read, the podcast you listen to? Is that you just immediately say, okay, it's just laundry. I'm just going to root for a new team, right? Exactly. Men in Black, zap yourself and okay, I'm a Rams fan. Doesn't work like that.
You know, can I say something real quick, D-Mac?
You can always say something, Rob.
Appreciate y'all. I want to shout out my cousins, Deshaun Armstrong. He actually watches this show, and he's a 40. I mean, a lot of my family's 49er fans, so it really does come down to, like you were saying, the 90s, the dynasty, But I think it's like a ranking system because if the Rams is like when the Rams was in the Super Bowl, 49ers wasn't there, but we were still rooting for Rams. If the Raiders made it, we probably root for them by proximity.
Hey.
So that's the thing. I mean, like, look, here's the thing. Like, you just can't. It's kind of like you can't choose your family, right? It's like if you're a true sports fan, you really can't choose your sports fandom, because it's like if I told you that you can't wear that jersey anymore, you can't wear that hat, but you're watching that game. If your team is trailing, you're gonna feel gross. And if your team is winning, you're going to feel happy, but also have anxiety because you want them to stay in the lead. Like, when you're a true fan, that's the kind of the truth of all this stuff. So I'm not going to gatekeep. I think if you're not a fan, rep. Like, just do. My whole thing is I don't care who you root for. I really don't. I don't care who you root for as long as you have a team. Like, I worry about the people that don't have a team. The UCLA basketball and the USC football fan, that's a little diabolical for me. Like, that exists. Let's be honest. Those guys are freaks. Like, but it's all love. right? So yeah, and look, so you know, if you want to go bang bang Niner gang, that's cool. If you want to be a Rams fan, say they're bang bang escalator gang when they leave the escalators at SoFi Stadium, that's cool too. But I'm not judging 49ers Dodgers fans. I'm really not, and that's kind of where I am on that. But as far as the Rams and the Niners, we got to talk about that matchup, and we're talking about it throughout this week, because if the Rams beat the 49ers, their chances of winning the NFC West and finishing ahead of the 49ers, they go up significantly. They'll be 7-2. They'll be 2-2 in the division. It'll be the second conference loss for the 49ers. But if the 49ers win, it would be massive for them. If the 49ers win, they'd be in great shape, because the 49ers, we have 4-0 against the NFC West with a chance to go 5-0 against the Cardinals in Week 11. So a lot riding on LA versus San Francisco this week. But let's read these comments, man. And also, guys, if you're watching Dodgers Nation, if you want to subscribe to this show, go to the LA Sports Report on YouTube for breakdowns and giveaways, all that cool stuff. So definitely go ahead and do that. Find us. We'll drop the link down below. Comments, Green Rabbit. Yeah, Pack fan, still trying to warm up to be a Rams fan, but I don't think I can change after so many years. That's a thing too. I don't know if you guys know that. There's a ton of Dodgers Packers fans. Yeah. Mamba 824. That's why there's a lot of Cowboys fans too. LA lost the millennial fan base. We didn't have a football team except USC with Pete Carroll. Fair point. Like, that's the thing. If you lived here, you understand. Like, if you want to just be a hater and judge people, it probably means you didn't live here and grow up here and kind of get the dynamic down. BC, Rams have a unique opportunity to win a Super Bowl in their arch rival stadium this year. Hopefully they take advantage like when they won in their home stadium after 2021. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Levi's is the worst stadium, by the way. Look, Niners fans, I ain't dogging you, because all my Niners fans friends tell me the same thing. Like, Levi's Stadium is terrible. There's like nothing around there. There's nothing to do around there. There's like a CVS and like a Chevron. And yes, I've done some fun stuff at a CVS, but yeah, but the one in Hollywood, the CVS I work at, I don't work there, but the CVS that I go to, everything's locked up. So I always joke with the employees.
I'll never forget, Doug, when we were going to Mookie's celebrity pickleball game, and you were like, "Oh, can we stop here to get an SD card?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure."
That's right.
Bro, you proceed to come out with not just an SD card, you come out with deodorant, come out with gum, you come out with like a new shirt, like hair gel.
He's right. Noel's right. I did buy deodorant at an office space. Office Depot. What's it called?
Office Depot.
Like
CVS, but yeah.
That's diabolical. I bought deodorant at Office Depot, but my CVS in Hollywood, everything's locked up. Like everything, like every single thing. I always joke with the people. I'm like, so glad you guys locked this up, because if you didn't, I'd steal everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. But we got Rams house. We got BC Bronny, not an NBA level player. Wow. Ron Stoppable, can Reeves make the All-Star team this year? Absolutely. I think there's no doubt about it. We got LA ballin'. I like how JJ gets pissed off when they screw up and curses the players out. Yeah, LA ballin'. I love it. I mean, the playoffs last year, like, what the F are we doing? And then what was the famous Darvin Ham thing? Salute. Hands in the pockets. Hands in the pockets, like the meme. Yeah.
Just have fun, guys.
Just have fun.
Oh, wait, that was Russ.
Yeah. Sorry, but no, I know. Ouch, that hurts. But yeah, Darvin Ham, the salute. And just, yeah, JJ Redick, he's got a screw loose, man. He's got a screw loose. It's there's no doubt about it. There's a big difference between those two guys. But couple more. Where is the donate button, Noel? Sugar Mama trying to get in. That's from Sweet Face Lola.
Oh, Lola.
What is up, Lola? That might be on the Discord too, I'm guessing. Rose.
We'll get monetized soon, y'all. We'll be monetized soon.
Lola's cool. Like at the end of the show, I was like, you guys can follow me on DMAC_lane. She said, can I follow you home? Oh. Lola needs to chill. Lola, we love you.
We got to bring Lola to the studio.
Hey, man. And bring Puig back. You know what I'm saying? We got Rosemary Carino. Lakers are going to get even better with Mark Walter now owning a large chunk of the team. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that too. That's going to be a big topic of the show. The new look Lakers with new ownership and what that could mean for the stability of this franchise. They're going to be a real adult, a real franchise, I think, that is not going to take a backseat to anyone, and they're going to have every resource to do everything to accomplish their goals. But that's going to do it for this episode of the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Special thanks to producer Robert, his friend Deshaun, who watches the show, his cousin, I think. So shout out to him. That's what's up. Noise by Noel. Check out all of his Bleacher Report reels about the Lakers, all his content on Dodgers Nation. Shout out to Emma, always rocking with us over there. She's on the street with interviewing a lot of Dodgers fans. We got a thing coming out with her, right, Emma?
Yeah.
Emma, what was the question you asked all the Dodgers fans? Oh, Emma, what was the question? Because I was promoting your street. You were walking the streets, talking to Dodgers Nation at the parade, right? What was your question to all the fans?
My favorite answer that I asked was someone would be willing to give up for a three-peat next year, and someone said their 6-year-old son. So
Wow, that is.
like maybe give a little more than that. It's not worth that much. But
No, hey.
You got the answer a couple of times too.
Yeah, no, Emma, I asked a lot of people that question, and it was crazy how that was their first response. Like, man, like, you're just willing to give away your kids. You know what I mean? Like, that would be Anthony Edwards' answer for sure. 100%.
Give up all of them.
You give for like a preseason win. You know what I mean? But that's going to do it, guys. See you tomorrow. Join us at the LA Sports Report Dodgers Dugout Live later. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Hit that like button for your LA sports teams.